This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Everyone at my high school loved me too. They was screaming my name the same way. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I went to Alabama, there was people after the game waiting on me outside. There's no pressure. Football is what I do.
He's used to the attention. Calvin Ridley doing Calvin Ridley things. Expect big things from the Jags' newest wide receiver. He expects it of himself. We can't stop talking about Calvin Ridley. All eyes open around the NFL when it comes to the receiver's return, and earlier reviews have obviously been very good. Hello and welcome to First and 10 Training Camp, everyone. I'm Brent Martin. No Jags off today, but plenty of ball to discuss. Special teams, the Florida Gators, and a little high school on the rundown tonight. Happy Friday. The Jags players likely making the most of this day off. Get ready for maybe the hardest three-day stretch of camp. Starts tomorrow inside the stadium. It's expected to be physical on Sunday and Monday as well before the Jags get set for a game week against the Cowboys. The Miller Electric Center has been the focal point of the 2023 camp, but tomorrow's session for the Jaguars is inside the stadium. Shouldn't be a foreign place for these guys. He did OTAs and camp sessions there during the spring, and so much of this team returns, but still good to get a look at that game field and all lit up for us on a Friday night. So many players in the NFL and here in Jacksonville have something to prove. Sometimes that motivation is because of money in this business. Sometimes it's because of pride. Walker Little is motivated to stay on the field. He has been in Jacksonville for 2 years and only started 6 games. It's really not his fault. The Jags were crowded at the tackle spot. He's proved he can play well, and he will be the left tackle when the season starts because of Cam Robinson's 4-game suspension.
Yeah, I feel like that was really big for me, getting to, one, just play, but also playing really big-time games that meant a lot, and getting to play against some really good players. So it gives me a lot of confidence coming into this camp and in this season. So I'm really excited about the opportunity this year.
You've had so much change, heck, in your life, but in your football career over these last however many years, how nice is it to have so much familiarity in the huddle with an offense, in the meeting rooms, everything else?
Yeah, it's been really nice. Obviously, this OTAs and then into this training camp, just having the same coaching staff, especially all the coaches on the offense, the same for the most part. And then, yeah, just obviously same quarterback, a lot of the same offensive line. So it's been easy in terms of communication. It's just helped us build a lot faster, and we're definitely a lot farther along than we were this time last year.
From COVID to crowded rooms, I think I can count on 2 hands how many games you've played in probably 4 years.
Yeah.
How have you stayed sharp?
Yeah, I think one, just always, staying locked in the meeting room and stuff, knowing your assignments, knowing what you need to do, and then just trying to capitalize as much as you can on the games you do get in, and really soak up a lot from those experiences.
Have you surprised yourself at all at maybe not as much rust when you do get out there as could develop?
I wouldn't say I surprised myself, but I've been happy with some of the performances I'm able to do, but I've also I've got a lot of room to grow and a lot of areas where I can improve in. So I'm just trying to focus on that and just become a better player all around for this team.
I know there's been a lot of unknown, but is it nice to know you're going to be there at the start of the season and playing that left tackle spot?
It's a good feeling, but at the same time, there's a lot of, I don't want to call it pressure, but a feeling of wanting to perform for your teammates and for the city and everything like that. So I'm just trying to put a lot of focus on playing really well, so that when we come out preseason and also week 1 against Indianapolis, I'm ready to go.
Walker Little is going to be fascinating to watch this upcoming season. Walker Little played his college ball at Stanford, and wow, the state of college football is in flux. The Pac-12, his conference, is almost no longer. Oregon and Washington headed to the Big Ten, Arizona State, Utah to the Big 12. It's hard to keep up. Arizona as well. It's hard to keep up, but this won't be your daddy's college football when it all is said and done. How about these guys? The Florida Gators getting ready for a season that has a lot of unknowns, momentum recently in recruiting, but hey, that won't help right now. Transfer portal changes the roster annually, and that can help right now. The QB situation is one to watch. Billy Napier, year 2. The Gators will practice in the swamp on Saturday.
We have work to do. And I think, again, I'm talking about the next 21 days, right? We'll evaluate what's next after that. I think if we're going to allocate our energy and effort and time to getting our football team ready.
We had a bad season last year, and we use that as motivation. We try to learn from our mistakes. And, yeah, we feel like the world is against us, so we're going to try to keep it all in-house and get better as we go.
Florida opens with Utah, whatever conference they are in now. The two teams are still going to get that game in on August 31st. The Jags look to have firepower on offense and up-and-coming defense, but what about special teams? How special will they be? The story next.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Here we go for the win. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Well, special teams is such a big part of football, and the Jaguars have some weapons in that category. Logan Cook's one of the best punters in the game. Jamal Agnew might be the best return man in the game, and, well, no longer Riley Patterson, but the Jags have the big leg and place kicker Brendan McManus. Welcome back to 1st and 10 Training Camp, everybody. I'm Brent Martineau. The ticket to the roster for many players is special teams. Backups on offense and defense play a pivotal role in giving teams the edge on kick and punt return. It's really the forgotten part of a football team, maybe from everybody outside the building. Most people talk offense. Yeah, it's fun. Most people talk defense. That can be fun, too. Very few discuss special teams. Coaches, don't forget, they value it, and the Jags could be good in that category, says Action Sports Jack's Marcel Robinson.
When it comes to football, you have offense, defense, and special teams, and you need all three. Of course, we've talked about the offense and how well they've been doing in training camp. The defense, well, they're starting to show up too, but when it comes to special teams, we can't forget about the dynamics that comes with signing a big leg kicker in Brandon McManus, and of course, Jamal Agnew is still here, one of the best kick returners in the league. But it's not just Jamal Agnew. Some of the other Jaguars playmakers are trying to get in on some of the fun and make some splash plays on special teams.
The fact that we're at this point and we're stacked at all the positions, it's a great feeling as a coach, and allows me to let those guys do what they do at a high level like they do, and I can kind of worry about more about the core guys. What does that look like?
That being said, special teams is going to be the way in for a lot of guys on this team to make that final 53-man roster. And there are no shortage of volunteers for special teams.
I have a ton of guys. Every evening, every morning, there's 10 to 15 guys show up, trying to get more coaching, any details they can get. That's what it's going to happen. It's perfect. We love it.
Among those is starting safety Andre Cisco. He'll no doubt be lacing them up on the defensive side of the ball, but is ready to step in if his name is called.
And if you guys have watched some of the training camp practices, he's been great. He catches them clean. He's smooth. He's reliable. He's smart. He's tough. He's a guy that can compete for that, that emergency guy. He's learning every day. It's been really cool to work with him with it.
Now, seeing guys like Andre Cisco and Christian Kirk back there practicing on punt return and kickoff return drills in training camp just tells you one thing, that regardless of what they were signed to do, everyone is here to do one thing, contribute in whatever way possible to help this Jacksonville Jaguars team win more ball games. That's the story here at the Miller Electric Center. Marcel Robinson, Action Sports Jacks.
More team coverage tomorrow night on Action Sports Jacks Primetime from Saturday's stadium practice. Trevor Lawrence, by the way, talks Sunday. We've got you covered. Primetime, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47, Saturday and Sunday.
We play one play at a time, and we only know one speed.
The only coach in Bartram Trail football history. That's Darryl Sutherland right there, and what a job he did with that program. And now he's retired. Welcome back to 1st and 10 Training Camp, everyone. Little Jaguars, college football, and well, now let's talk some high school kids. 2 weeks from tonight, Jamboree time. Add another week, and we are into the regular season. Darryl Sutherland retired at the end of last season. Another good year for the Bears, by the way, on the field. Enter Corey Johns. Change can be good. But this will be different than anything anyone has ever known on the gridiron at Bartram Trail. We know this. Johns will have plenty of talent to work with. They're always loaded down there. That includes UCF commit Riley Trujillo at QB.
It was a big change, Coach Sutherland, Bartram Trail football, so everyone thinks. You think Coach Sutherland, but, it's definitely going to be different. It's going to be different, but I'm excited to see what Coach Johns has planned. Coach Sutherland had that whole speech planned out where he screamed in the hallway, so I'm excited to see what Coach Johns has planned.
Bartram opens up at Ponte Vedra on August 25th, and the first night of the Friday Night Blitz is 2 weeks from tonight. Yeah, that's almost here. A week from tonight, I'll have a report from Dallas, Texas, as the Jaguars get set to play their first preseason game. Tomorrow we'll be inside the stadium for the Jags practice, so much more to come from this weekend's Jags training camp as we leave you with some autograph sessions. Everybody's getting a chance to meet the players, different position groups, including the QBs out there during the practices. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.